Phoenix.
Take exit 144, then turn right onto Beckle Valley Road.
After the escape happened, I spent a lot of time analyzing why our cats, who are both trained and experienced travelers, would do such a thing. This is what I came up with, and my hope is that our experience will help someone else to better understand their own cat's behavior, and hopefully prevent something bad from happening. This is P, short for Penelope. She's not a fan of spending time outside, but she does love car rides. On days we're not traveling, she insists on truck time, and inside a vehicle is actually her happy place, believe it or not. Last year, we transitioned from long road trips in our SUV to full-time RV living with our cats and set off from New Hampshire to Alabama and then from Alabama to Arizona. And this made our road trip twice as long as our cats were accustomed to, and I believe this created additional stress, especially for our cat Phoenix. Phoenix prefers to be inside, and unfamiliar noises and situations can make him nervous. He's come a long way since we adopted him from the shelter in 2014, and he is so much more relaxed than he used to be. I actually made a video about how we trained both of our cats before taking them on any road trip, and I will link that below in case you would like to watch it after this. Now that we're able to spend time dispersed camping in super quiet, remote locations, Phoenix has become a calmer cat being outside too, at least for short periods of time, which has allowed me to further train him to get used to RV life. You ready to go in? You ready? Here we go. The day that Phoenix escaped was day 9 of our trip.
Who is it?
This was after just arriving at our spot for the night in New Mexico. And so he was alone, and when he went to open the truck door, Phoenix jumped right out and underneath the toy hauler. That was a huge wake-up call. Even with years of training and experience, cats do have their tolerable limits. Phoenix had learned that whenever we stopped, it was time to go into the RV, so he took it upon himself to try to do that on his own. I know this because he excitedly gets into his carrier when it's time to go into the RV, but he is a bit more reluctant when it's time to get back into the truck. P is the complete opposite. She would live in the truck if she could. In hindsight, I think the reason he ran underneath the RV was because he didn't quite know where the door was. So since then we've been practicing going inside, and now he knows where the door is. And anytime we're outside and he wants to go in, even when I'm holding him, I can tell when he wants to go in. I never let him out unattended. He is always with me or David, and usually one of us is holding him or we're sitting with him. Penelope's escape happened the next morning on day 10 of our trip, which was actually our final day. David had opened the door to go outside to check some things before we left, and P jumped right out the door because she wanted to go in the truck. Neither cat has done this, either before or after this incident, so it was isolated and very strange. We've definitely become more vigilant with them, but it's also been a big help understanding their why. And being in tune with our cats allows us to understand what they're trying to communicate to us at any given time. I think another big takeaway for us is that 10 days is way too long for our cats to be on the road without stopping for several days in between. Not just for our cats, but for us too. Before I go, I wanted to let you know that if you're curious about this dispersed camping spot in the Sonoran Desert of Arizona, it's actually our second visit here, and I made another video about it that I will link in the description below.